Yeah, I'm back now. I'm really sorry about that. We're almost done. We're almost done. We got about maybe like what 10, 18 minutes left in this video, and then we can call it. So why are you okay? Oh, man, I hate OBS so much. Really, we need a better alternative. We really need a better alternative because it's just like it is really ridiculous how I'm just constantly getting these problems all the time. Now maybe it's just like on my computer, or maybe it's in my internet connection. I don't know, but I've just like been having a lot of problems with OBS lately, and it's getting more and more frustrating to deal with them. That's it, OBS. You forced my hand.
Thank you for
Oh my
having faith in the
god.
Guardian of the
Oh my
Forest.
god, Azri. You really didn't need to do that. You didn't need to do that. Thank you for the $40 donation. So let's see here. Let me take a look at my calculator. Let's see here. 700 minus 541. We just need $159 to go to reach our goal, everyone. Popping out for a second. Yeah, yeah, I used your art, Stella, for my donation notifications because I thought it was really, really cute. Asri just a VIP like that. Yes, Asri is our VIP. In fact, hold on. I don't know why I never did this before. Hold on. Can I do this from here? No, I cannot. Okay. I'm gonna have to remember at some point to give Asri a VIP badge because I feel like he really, really deserves it. What do you mean ads start in 3 minutes? I just ran an ad. Oh my god. You stupid OBS. I swear to god. Okay, whatever. Whatever. Whatever.
It would be until the first live action Tinkerbell movie.
Fuck that shit. We don't need it.
Mm,
Oh.
we
For a
really
little bit of
don't.
spite here, are
We
you not a
really
big
don't.
Tinkerbell?
Okay, well, actually, let me rephrase that. We don't need it from Disney. If it's like an interpretation of Tinkerbell, then like I think I'm fine with that. But we don't need it to from Disney because all their live action uh, remakes are pretty creatively dismal. Uh, like there's some like live action remakes I'm okay with, like the Jungle Book live action remake, for example. I thought was okay. I didn't really have any issues with it. Granted, I never really watched the um, I never really watched the. Well, okay, I shouldn't say never watched. I did watch the animated original years and years, like when I was a small child, but just like never really gotten any attachment to that. So what do I know? Um, let's see, and Maleficent, technically not a remake, just more so like a retelling. But I do enjoy Maleficent. Um, the first one. I've never seen the second one. I don't know if it's worth my time or not. Also, it's a bit of a soft spot, but I do have a soft spot for the Tim Burton Alice in Wonderland movie. Comes and you will be the next as I can pretend it's Hornet. You know what? Fair. That is fair.
Fan?
I don't like live action remakes.
Oh, okay, that's what it is.
Like, bro, that it is shown many times the formula that live action remakes will never hold a candle to the animations.
Yes, in most regards. However, I think that there is maybe once in a blue moon one that fits, and
It
for me,
depends on who's the director.
it does depend on who's the director. But I also think that the way that the story is told, if it's different from the original, that one could work.
I
So
agree
my
with that.
champion is the Jungle Book. Back when they came out with a live action in 2015, that one I think
That one was good.
Yeah,
That one was good.
because that one was more loyal to the source material, if I remember.
It was. It was. It was loyal to the source material, and they didn't like. They didn't steer away from like the music. It stayed to the original from the book, from the original movies.
Yeah.
But I will say that though, the Little Mermaid live action.
Didn't even see it. I have no stomach for it.
Uh,
More for like the other Disney princess movies that were made that were just amazing at first, but trying to bastardize now. Like Mulan, I heard was terrible.
It was bad. No, it was bad. Little Mermaid was bad. Snow White was bad. Yeah, just don't watch it, and don't watch Lilo and Stitch, because apparently Ohana does not mean family
I refuse
anymore.
to
It means
watch
foster
the live
care.
action remake of that movie.
Wait,
like,
for real?
I am sorry.
Are you,
Like, if you butcher Ohana, no. Like, it's sad too, because like I was actually considering, like, because I was like looking at it, just like, okay, Stitch doesn't look that bad and whatnot. The moment they were just like, oh, we couldn't get Gontu into the movie. It's just like, okay, this is not good. This is not gonna be good, especially if they're doing an interpretation of the first movie. And sure enough, yeah, it turned out not to be good. Is what they did with Jumba. Yeah, a lot of people hate what they did with Jumba. I am one of those people. Like, I don't think it was necessary. Family really just lost its meaning. Depending on your definition of family, yeah. It was no Mushu. Oh, are we talking about the Mulan remake as well? Let's see. It was no Mushu. The villain was sexist. They made love two different characters. That's so weird. That is so weird. Yeah. Yeah, like, the live action, like, I would be more okay with the live action Disney remakes if they absolutely want to make them to, like, make more money. Just be more creative with them. Like, I get trying to play it safe, but just, like, we already have the animated, like, original, and I feel like general audiences would just eat up anything no matter what, so, just make it different. Like, do you take the Maleficent route? Because I thought, like, regardless what you think of the movie, I think, like, the Maleficent route was a good, like, compromise, where it's just like, well, this is actually a retelling, not like a one-to-one recreation of it. um because that's kind of like the problem with all of these, is like, even when they are faithful, it's like, why would I want to watch this over the original? Like, Beauty and Beast, for example. I remember watching it. It wasn't bad. Or at least I don't remember it being, like, that bad. But the question is always going to be, well, why would I watch this, like, over the, like, original? I mean, obviously, I have a bias for animation. I'm usually going to prefer animation over live action. So maybe that's me. I feel like I don't know. I feel like you're like, if you prefer live action, maybe I can understand it. Although listen, the Lion King is always gonna be the biggest what the fuck, because it's just like, at least with Beauty and the Beast and Aladdin, I could somewhat see the vision. I can somewhat see the vision in making those live action. The problem with making Lion King live action is it's just about animals. There's no humans inside. It's just about animals. So, and like the way they go about it, it's just like, well, all right, we're just gonna make these all CG, but none of them are expressive at all, and it's just like, why? Like, genuinely, why would you go see The Lion King when just like it's all dull, when you could just like go watch the original? See, it's the live action remakes entirely. I mean, yeah, they did it. So they did it in an easy. Had it. They did it in a way where it's just like it's an easy out for them, where they don't. They play it way too safe. I think it's just a case of playing it way too safe, or in some cases, making it like making very unnecessary changes that ends up kind of ruining the entire thing. The biggest obvious pet peeve for me, regardless of live action or not, uh, the whole kind of name, as the character. Cool. Anyway, oh yeah, that's been a problem for like even before the live action remakes, though. To be honest, see, I did like Beauty and the Beast and Christopher Robin, but that one was so it barely count. I remember hearing good things about Christopher Robin, so. And the Lion King isn't real live action; it's all CG. Yeah, so like, what's the point? What's the point? I don't get it. So your thing suddenly reminded me how, like, I think I read that, like, the Tangled live action got canceled, and I remember, like, quote retweeting that and going, good. Good. Do not touch that movie. Like, that movie is perfect the way it is, and a live action remake would. Considering all their other live action remakes, it's just like, no.
Look at Twitter. They all said the same thing. It doesn't even mean family anymore to Disney. It means.
What do you mean anymore?
Lottie gave Lilo up.
Wait, what?
She gives her up. And then Lottie goes to America for college in marine biology. And then Lilo lives with her grandma.
Okay, live action sucks. Another thing that humans drop the ball with? Live action remakes, for sure. Add that to the list. Modern art, live action remakes, and people telling you that you can't fly even though you have wings. We really are the worst, aren't we? I am just the worst spokesperson.
No, you're not. You're pretty good. You're a good person. I'm just educating you.
Before we close out here, I have a couple of questions from my subs and Fairy and.
I'd probably watch the OG Peter Pan movie just to see that one scene with Tink. Oh, like, are we talking like original like Peter Pan like Disney animated movie where just like Tinkerbell gets stuck through a keyhole, like that type of thing? Because I do love that. Yes. The drawer scene, yeah.
Ask you some questions if you wouldn't mind.
It is really, really cute.
Just some questions from the mortals. First up, we have a question from Dotsmo, who asks, "What's the biggest pro of being a fairy, and what is the biggest con, in your opinion?"
The biggest pro is living for a very long time and being able to play all the fun video games that you humans have created. The biggest con, having to get carded a lot.
Oh yeah, I just remembered that it takes place somewhere in the world war. Oh yeah, like Peter Pan, the original. Oh yeah, it does, and it's funny because the sequel, like the direct to DVD sequel, Return to Neverland, also like shows up like some things from the war. Like I forget if it's World War I or World War II. It's one of those. Um, like I don't quite remember. I think it probably was World War II. Um, but yeah, you do see that in Return. You do see that more in Return to Neverland. In the trunk, biggest on being a fairy is to be able. Biggest con of being a fairy is to be able to fit in the jar. Yeah. Yeah, but luckily I'm surrounded by good friends, so you never put me in a jar, right? Right? Right?
A lot. I still get carded! Even though I'm 328, I just like, here. And they're like, are you sure you're this age, ma'am? And I'm like, yes.
God,
As for
can
your
you
concerning
imagine being
me.
a bartender in a world of fairies? Like,
Yes,
they
we
have to bring out the
probably
big
would.
book, and they're just like, all right, what breed are you? Fairy, God, which one? God, goblin, fuck, fae people, the Leonon Shade, the lover fairy, whatever. I guess you're good. Fine, drink, kid. It's gotta be terrible.
I know. That's
Holy
the biggest con.
Next question.
Nah,
We
how
got
else
one
could
from
I hold her
Alex Hughes, who asks, "Is using dwarf in conversation with a fairy considered a social faux pas, or am I being oversensitive?" I don't know what context he'd use dwarf when talking to a fairy, but I imagine that'd be okay.
Depends if you're actually talking to a dwarf or if you're talking to a goblin.
Yeah.
If you're talking to a goblin, then they probably would smack you. If it's a dwarf, they would say, they would just talk to you and share it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Just like I don't know. Just like if I would want to be called a dwarf. And I'm just like, I mean, I know, like, I get the idea, just like being called a dwarf because, like, you know, you're tiny. Dwarves are small, but just also just like, you know, I'm a fairy. You could call me a fairy.
A nice pint of mead.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Here's a better way to embellish that question. Is there a taboo topic for fairies? Something you should not mention under any circumstances when you're in the presence of a fairy? Like a fairy N-word, if you will.
Calling a fairy a knife ear.
I could see that. I could see that.
A knife ear.
A knife ear.
You want to get beheaded?
I never would have thought that. I thought that describing small stature would be something.
Well, also that too.
Yeah. Although I feel like that would like more depend, just like because like for me, just like being being described with small stature, it really depends on my mood. Usually, I act all pouty about it, but you know, I'm not gonna get. Well, okay. I mean, like, I may be small, but I like being small, so. Yeah, but at the same time, fairy sounds more regal and to play. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Depending on which fairy, if it's a Leanne and she and you call us a pipsqueak, get ready to fight some of the taller Leanne and she.
Well, guess what? Pipsqueak is easier to say than Leanna and she, so I think I might just stick with that one.
Hey, you said it right this time.
I did?
Oh, that's...
Yes.
Only took 6 tries.
I knew it. Character development.
If you call me Pipsqueak, I'm gonna both get flustered and annoyed at you.
Character development.
Dear Lord, that'll be like the one and only time I actually get it right. Just watch. Also from Alex, he asks, is regularly flying
small thing, yeah.
long distances feasible, or is it easier to drive?
Flying.
Fly, really? You don't get tired if you fly like from here to the grocery store or anything like that?
No.
And so
What, you expect me to use my legs?
Well, I don't know. Maybe you get tired when you use your wings. Like, humans don't run everywhere because we have stamina issues and endurance problems. So
True,
yeah,
I do. I
sometimes
sometimes do use a car because I'm just like, you humans made such fun cars. I'm surprised you all don't, like, I don't know, drive them like those monster trucks and stuff I've seen on your all's TVs.
Yeah, we try, or like we'd want to, but like driving one of those just costs way too much, if you understand. Because I don't know if ferries have a whole currency thing going on, but with humans, the larger the car, the more you have to pay for it. Especially roads, like they're not built for monster trucks, to say the least.
Imagine, hear me out. Imagine if just like the smarter Facebook, if just like if they do, like if they don't want to use their wings, imagine them driving around in Barbie cars, like with remote control, like Barbie cars, and just like driving to work that way. They'd be just like driving on the sidewalks. They would have. It might be cheaper than like gas because they could just like go and buy a pack of batteries, and then when the Barbie car is like runs out of like batteries, they can just replace it. World building.
Plus, it's just kind of seen as obnoxious, like if you drive one of those things to the store, for sure.
True.
Green Lemonade asks, do you eat burger?
Burger, yummy.
Yes.
Really? So fairies aren't vegetarian.
I am definitely.
You're able to eat meat as well.
Not a vegetarian. I could never be a vegetarian. I could never be a vegetarian.
So long as they died a humane way, yeah, like natural causes and stuff, yes.
Next up, we have one from Jackson Serba, who asks, do you emit light? And if so, how bright would you be? So is that another one of your
wings
powers?
do.
I don't really emit light per se. I think maybe my wings would glow a little bit, but my skin wouldn't like glow. I'm not like Tinkerbell where like she glows when she gets angry. Senior Day, special last month for that. Well, you hush. You hush, Azri. You hush. I am proud of my diet. Thank you very much.
Yeah, my wings do. And it can be pretty bright if I want it to be, but for right now, no, I don't want it. I don't want it blinding y'all.
I
don't want you guys seeing the eye of God.
Next up, we have one from Yensi Ninja, or Yensi the Ninja, who asks, is Australia off limits to fairies?
No.
Did I even say I was
shitting
it? No. No, you weren't. You weren't saying you were shaming it.
You guys aren't afraid of like the otherworldly creatures that seem to live just in Australia?
My friends are from Australia. My friend Mary, Margaret Ferreth, she's a necromancer. My friend Mama Slime, she's a slime VTuber, and then my friend Cut the Kitsune.
They hail from Australia.
They're Australian. Cup is Aussie.
Well, dang.
Everyone thinks she's British, but she's not. I'm like, she's from Australia.
Forgive people. Sometimes accents don't come to the ear.
How do you
Plus,
fly
the
upside
Australians used to
down?
be-
Well, you see. Hold on one moment here. Good, how do I fly upside down? Well, it's so easy. Just like... Wait, hold on. Oh, man, I want to turn myself. There we go. It's easy. Just like this. Hello? It is really interesting to see your guys' faces from this angle. Uh, hmm. That's concerning. I'm feeling the blood slowly rushing up to my head. Hmm. Upside down stream win. Maybe as a redeem. You can have cheeseburger. I do love cheeseburger. Cheeseburger good. Alright, hang on. I'm gonna... Alright, here we go. Back to giant-ish size.
British as well.
Oh, you
so
want a kiss first? Alright. Oh, wow, I'm upside down. Oh, we can have a Spider-Man kiss. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Alright. Alright, hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Just imagine this, just a fairy growing to about your size. Maybe not growing to your size, but a fairy just like slowly flying upside down towards your face. Mwah! Giving you a kiss. And then flying back up while upside down. Spider kiss. Aww. Mm-mm-mm.
Understandable.
Yeah, she drinks tea. That's why they call her British. I'm like, you're never gonna beat the British allegations now. I told her, you're never gonna beat the British allegations, girl.
Next up, we got one from I Bathe and Cringe, who asks, how dangerous would it be if she got drunk? Now, I imagine she means you in this case, so are you a dangerous drunk as a fairy?
I don't drink.
Really?
I don't.
Too many images
There's a
pop in my head
history of
today.
alcoholism in my family. Alcohol
See?
abuse in my family,
Yeah.
so I choose not to drink. If I do, it's just one glass.
Nice. Do you want me to cut that out at all? Because that might be a little personal.
It's fine.
Sweet.
No, it's fine.
Hey, well, that just about settles that. That's all the questions that I have here. Again, thank you for coming on. This has been great. Before we go, is there anything that you'd like to plug, socials or artists for your model, anything like that?
My model mama in rigor is Meet Say, and the one who makes all my outfits for my model is Kumiho Vixen. And you can find me on Twitter at Voxes_Faygirl. And you can find me on Twitch known as Kendra Bronwyn. And then my YouTube is Kendra Bratton Fairy VTuber. And I play variety games.
Another thing, now before we go, I also want to ask, since my video is by title, You Wouldn't Want to Date a Fairy, I imagine that there is a lot of blasphemy coming from me, and by extension, a lot of hate may be coming towards me from the fairy community, so I'd just like to ask, how much trouble am I in?
Not very, none.
So no one will come after me, I won't get hexed or anything of that nature?
No.
No.
And if I do get hexed and something goes wrong, will you help me?
I'll call Geralt of Rivia.
No idea who that is, but I appreciate it.
I knew who that is, because, like, he's everywhere, so...
I am so getting hexed, aren't I?
You don't!
Okay, yeah, all right. Well, I'd say that went pretty well. Kendra's pretty cool, and she's also a reformed Unseelie, so I'd say that's good in my book. She also has a pretty good community, she's pretty active with them, and she doesn't miss anybody who talks to her, so give her a watch. I'll put her channel in the description below. So me personally, after all that, would I date the fairy? It depends on whether or not I have an exit button. When it comes to fairies, there is a good chance that I will be sent to the fairy world where I can never return to this one. As I mentioned before, I have many attachments here that I would not like to leave, even if that were for the cost of a hot fairy wife. I remember all the negatives. I remember how the Unseelie will turn me inside and out. I remember how they will suck my blood, rob me dry, mess with me to the nth degree. And if we're talking about the rules of engagement, I can't brag about her. I can't watch her bathe. She'll probably banish me to a world at which I am unfamiliar. But after all that, can you imagine how cute that would be? Like how delicate she is, those wings, those looks. It just looks like something out of a fairy tale. Maybe it's akin to what I said earlier. As men, we want something that we can't have, and in this case, a fairy, though dangerous though she is, there are just so many things that are magical about it, and I want now. How can you pass that up? I know that there will be inconveniences, but there's plenty of pros to it too. Let's say we're playing on hard mode, right? Let's say that she's small, delicate, and I have to deal with the rules of engagement. I can't brag about her, but off the top of my head, cooking for her would be a cinch. Like, it wouldn't be that hard to prepare meals for her. Accommodating the house, making it iron-proof, would be a bit of a pain, but we can figure that one out as we go along. I also love the idea of coming home from a hard day at work and she flies by and gives me a kiss on the cheek and then flies away.
That is really, really cute. That is really, really cute. I'm a sucker for that kind of thing. Just like with your like bigger partner, just like going up there and kissing them on cheek. It's really cute. Coffee, bath, water. Me seeing Dooney bathing with coffee. I'd rather bathe with tea, personally, but you know.
That's so cute. That's so cute. And I want to try it. I want to see what it's like. But I also understand it comes with extra responsibility, because if we're on hard mode again, I don't think I can take her on a date with places with strong winds.
This is true. This is true. Like, unless I grew bigger, strong wind areas would probably not be very good for me. Because then you'd have to go on your own adventure to try and save me from whatever, like, wild animal or, like, even just, like, some kid who thinks, like, I'm a doll. And that's gonna be a pain in the ass all on its own. I was like, hi, Fetty. How are you doing?
Also have to be very careful with how she is seen. I don't know if bragging about her or talking about her or being seen in public with her are the same thing.
Yeah, I would, like, and again, to go back to this, I think it's just talking about her being your wife would be a no-no. Like, I think, like, if we're going just, like, what he said earlier, I think, like, you could be seen in public with her and whatnot. You just can't admit that you're in a relationship with her. I would kill to be between us. Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah?
But if that's the case, we'd have to keep her hidden and then do things like the Ferris wheel, where it's just the two of us. It's also kind of sad not being able to sleep in the same bed, because I toss and turn a lot, and I imagine that I'd crush her. So
that would be a problem. That would definitely be a problem, yes. Just tossing, turning, accidentally crushing your loved one. Burn an entire city if I could even look at the... Damn! Damn, you're thirsty. What the world gets... Alright, tone it down there, buddy. Tone it down there. Dial it back a little bit.
That's a precaution that we'd have to take. But at the end of the day, a fairy is meant to be... I don't know if life coach is the right word, but if she can grant wishes, and the way she does that is by being your own personal cheerleader, I'd appreciate that.
I tend to be pretty good.
That's ideal.
I would say I'm a good cheerleader.
The ideal life. And then there's procreation, because I don't know how that's going to work.
Procreation. It's definitely going to be fun in the bedroom, and that's all I'm going to say there.
I've read the Monster Girl Encyclopedia version of it, where their bodies are... Elastic isn't the right word for it, but they are capable of taking it, but what if she's not?
That did not sound natural. Oh my god!
Hold on, I need to go back to that.
I'm sure we'd also...
That did not sound...
Of taking it, but what if she's not? They are capable of taking it.
I mean, I know I could take it, you know. I'm built different.
But what if she's not?
That did not sound natural. Oh my god! Oh my god, I'm sorry, that was terrible.
I'm sure we'd also have to be careful with her wings, because if she's got delicate wings...
Listen. As a tiny fairy, most of the time, but let's just say in this instance that, yes, I am a tiny fairy. And if I did go out that way, worth it. I don't see it. See ya, buddy. Take what? I don't know if I could say on Twitch. Well, let's just say, let's just say I could probably take a sausage or two. At a tiny size.
I can't use them as handlebars. That's probably not right. Yes, I would date a fairy. The thrill's just too good to stay away from. And we could just set some certain boundaries for ourselves. Like, say we're a Leanne and she, right? They feed off of my life, and they give me artistic inspiration, which is inevitably what kills me. The way I see it, if she doesn't do that, then I'm fine. There's a way to make it work. It just requires research and some heavy lifting. Mm-hmm. Got it. I'll wish for her to not be a danger to my health.
2 Azries, 1... What the fuck? What? Azri? 2? Listen, you know, 1 is debatable, but 2, Azri? You said it first, didn't you? But 2? I mean, never pass up an opportunity. If you could get more, get more. Be thankful I didn't say 3.
That should work. So yeah, I guess my answer is that I would at least give it a try, for whatever brief a time, before it ends up killing one of us. But that's what it's all about, and that is all that I have on fairies. Thank you for sticking around this long and indulging me in this research project for fairies. And also a thank you to Kendra for helping me out with the project with some of her fairy research and for being a part of the interview. She was very quick with it, to the point where I felt guilty because I took a lot longer in the editing process and the recording process than I thought, and she was ready to go just then and there. So as far as everything goes, like, it all turned out great. She was fun to be around, and I definitely think that you guys should give her a watch. She's cool. Another funny tidbit is that during my research period, I was telling Megami, the Minotaur, what I was doing, and she turns out she's a huge fairy nut with like 5 whole books on fairies. To me, that just sounds like addiction, but it ended up being really helpful. I know I've done this for a while, but what I'm beginning to see is that throughout the span of a recording session, which could take me anywhere from 2.5 to 3 hours,
this is my hold on, was it? What did you do? Hold on, first of all, I need to respond to a friend. Yeah, that seems about right. What the fuck? Shit, this is my react. Okay, so I'm assuming you didn't mean to send me that. This one, hang on, just to show what she showed me. Sal's reaction when I say I can take 2 sausages of my tiny size. May or may not. That is beautiful. Alright, let's finish up this video, then I can call it stream.
Up talking myself into dating the girl in question, even though I start off very warlike, very aggressive towards not wanting to date this girl. I eventually just kind of filibuster myself, or I talk myself into it just out of sheer exposure. So that's just a funny thing that I'm noticing with these. Yeah, I guess that's just the way it works, you know? The fairy flutters those wings and then bats those eyes and then beckons me forward, gives me some artistic inspiration and drinks my blood, and then that's lights out for me. I never stood a chance. One thing that I do want to bring to light is that I know that I didn't cover specific fairies like banshees. The way that I see it, I want to give them all their own video.
I think banshees would be their own,
even though they are technically fairies.
Category. Same with the goblin.
You know, it gives me more options out there, because if I put everything together into one, it would A, be way too long a video, and B, it broadens the research to the point where it's just not as fun. Like, if I'm going from book to book, learning about these specific beings, and then trying to remember to put it all into a single video, it's just a little too stressful, so I'd rather not do something like that. If I did miss anything about fairies that you guys could mention in the comments.
Yo, did I pop in at a wrong time?
No. I read all those comments.
I don't think you did. In fact, we're about to like
there
finish
are comments
up this
that
video
give me some overwhelming support, and then others that say stuff like, "Oh, yep, there's antagonist. She's making a living out of being wrong again," which just tickles me something fancy. So I appreciate those. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate Kendra for being on the interview and letting me live. I appreciate Megami for giving me some research material. Just all of it. But anyway, that's all I got for you. Sayonara, suckers.
Alright, and that was the video. That was the video. Let's go ahead and go back to my dollhouse for a moment. So, with that information, why are you grabbing me? Why are you grabbing me? Tank. Well, I mean, I guess you can grab me, I guess you can grab me, just please be gentle. But with that in mind, chat, my failings, would you date a fairy? Like, not counting me, would you date a fairy? But also, if you said you would want to date me, that would be an honor. It depends. I'm curious. Like, what would sell you on dating a fairy, Tank? Good question. Yes. Yeah. That's really, really nice. And I had a lot of fun watching that video with guys. Also going into, like, my own lore. Frost, I did end up sending you the script of my comic, so yeah. You know what? Never mind. Yes. That was easy. Might think about if she has the pixie dust. Well, like if you're dating me, like if you're dating someone else that levitates objects, well, if we're using that logic, Sala, wouldn't that be useful? Like when having levitating pixie dust, like if you're like on like pirate missions or whatever, and you can't get through the door, but like the top part of it is good. Just you could use a fairy for that to or grow to normal size. If we want to go by that logic, also true. I'm easy, that's the problem. I mean, hey, I'm not gonna complain. I'm not gonna complain. Mm-hmm. I mean it from a no to... I mean it from a no to let me think about it in a way. That is fair, Stella. That is fair. I will respect that. Your... Yeah, already know your answer, Astrid. Yeah, but that was a lot of fun. I definitely have to consider maybe doing a lore Q&A at some point, either like in a video form or a stream form. It really, really depends. And of course, like I'm gonna continue working on my comic. Let's see, how many fairies do I get through? That's the real question. Like, are we talking like how many fairies do you end up just like dating before you find the right one? Because I feel like that depends. You have a comic? I have a comic in the works, Stella. Yeah. Only if they're as big as the Sweethearts Disney. My standards for morale are high. Aw, Frost. Well, they're like me, just like they're mostly sweet with a mischievous tendencies. Yeah. Hmm. Does fairies interact with pirates often? Um, like the only fairy I can think of is probably like Tinkerbell with Captain Hook, but we're not like from my experiences, I've only really interacted with you, like you and your sister, Stella, and I've interacted with Trixie when she's in her like pirate getup. That's about it when it comes to pirates. So, how was my favorite day? Favorite day? I'm doing good. We're about to finish up. I'm just like asking chat if they would date a fairy after watching all that. Well, there's fairies that have your there's fairies that have your sweetness, then there's your sweetness. Oh my gosh, Azri. Does it bounce when you fly? Does what bounce? Does what bounce? Hold on. Yes. And how many fairies until I get to you is the question? I mean, okay, if we're talking I feel like short answer is like um I don't like if you want to date me and just like, we can always give it like hypothetically, I'm not saying like IRL like dating, but just like hypothetically, I mean, you could just like go straight to me. But if we want to like be like, well, actually no, because even then, like I live in this forest by myself with no other fairies, so if we're talking war reasons, then it would just like be me. If we're talking about, oh my gosh, say less. Just be gentle. If fairies could give someone a curse, what would it be? Oh, that depends on the fairy. I feel. Actually, I have an idea. I have an idea for a curse. I think a fairy's curse would just be transforming the cursed person into a fairy, or maybe they'll sometimes turn into a fairy, like I don't know, maybe on a full moon, maybe like when some conditions are met. Um, I don't think I'm capable of cursing someone to turn into a fairy, but I could see that happening. It would be something like that. Making something for the Grace Fair. I'll show you at the stream. I can't wait to see it. I curse you with blue balls. Every time you nut, your balls will feel like stabbed with a dozen. Jesus, Stella. Isn't that just how work for a film? Well, I just threw that out for as an example. Although it would be funny, just like if someone's just like, oh no, just like, uh, under a full moon, I undergo a transformation, and they're just like, ooh, I get a hot werewolf girlfriend. Yes, please. And then they take them to the full moon, and then they just transform into a tiny fairy, and just like, well, that's not what I'm expecting. It would be some kind of trigger for the curse, though. Either that, or they just, like, get stuck permanently as fairies. You know, something like that. It's a win-win either way. You know what? For some people, it probably would. Wait, hold on. Curious how I finished it. Is it okay to grab your attention to it for... Wait, I shouldn't be saying stuff like that. Hold on. Yes, that's okay. And they had to kiss or slurp someone to cure. You know what? Just remind me of a comic dub I saw of Daisy and Luigi hang out, but then full moon comes out and Daisy warns Luigi to run, but as it happens, we're thinking it's horrifying, but she just becomes a very cute change hop. Hey, I know what you're reading, yeah. If you want to send me like, are you finished with the animation now, or are you still working on it? Because I do feel like I have to go now or go soon, but like if you have something ready, I can take the time to react to it. Stella? No, far from. Okay, so it won't be this stream, but if you want me to do a reaction to your animation, Scylla, it's a big itch that's on my mind. Yeah, like if you want me to react to an animation you're working on, Stella, then let me know and I can like showcase it, because yeah, because like, you know, I know you're also working really, really hard on your project, and I want you to get the attention you deserve. Yeah, give me about a year or so. Oh, yeah, that is fine. That is fine. That'd be cool to see. Oh, yeah. Oh, done with the... Yep, I am done, and I'm probably gonna start looking for people to raid now. I will keep this in mind. It's no problem, Stella. So let's see, who do we got? Sanus is doing VR chat. Oh yeah, it's Thursday. I forgot it's Thursday. Liz is doing Sonic 1 plus maybe Sonic CD. Kit is doing Killing Floor 3. Sane is also doing a Just Chatting stream. Saru is doing Rabbit and Steel. Now it's laced with shrinking dust. Oh my gosh. Hold on. I need something to drink. Okay. Alright. Gosh darn it. You made me drink the strength meat potion, you butt. Mm-hmm. So Devere is also streaming VR chat. Let's see. Home Chan is doing Yu-Gi-Oh! Alright, what are we thinking? Like, do we want VR chat? Do we want Sonic? Do we want Killing Floor? Do we want just chatting? What are we feeling? Hi, Tilstall. Wait, who? I was being late since I was going to be working, but we could raid Renee. We could raid Renee, sure. It's been a bit. Renee Skunk 77MC. Visiting to say yeah. Hi. We're about to end stream here soon anyway, so. Oh no! Oh no! It looks like he's having problems. Hold on. Everything okay? His stream just... Man, that is such bad timing! That is such bad timing! Hold on. I just tapped it for back and just to finally... For a bit, I can jump back into finally see you in VR. I'll see how I feel. Har. Asri, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Asri. Hold on. Thank you, Asri. And is he back? Like, seriously, Asri, you're so kind. I'm gonna give it like maybe 5 minutes, so just in case Renee decides to come back. Let's see. Oh, by the way, Sonic might come to Fortnite one way or another. So far, we know it's just shoes for the time being. It's just shoes coming to Fortnite. I hope at the very least we get like Sonic cars. Like maybe vehicles from Crossworlds, because I think that would be a good like promotion for that, is to just like do the Crossworld vehicles and whatnot. I feel like he needs it. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, just gonna give it a moment. Maybe back playing our car. And I missed the Miku car, yeah. So the stream may or may not come back. Oof. Then sadly, we might not be able to raid Renee then. That is very unfortunate timing. Yeah, that's kind of a shame. Oh well, we gave it a shot, so let's see. Again, assuming it doesn't come back in time. We got Samus, we got Wisp, we got Kip the Fox, we got Sane, we got Saru. Rockaway Carter. Good raid him. Good raid Devira. Like, any suggestions people want to, like, throw in. Do we want to raid Wisp? I'm cool with raiding Wisp if we want to raid Wisp. I'd say Wisp for Sane. Let me roll. Okay, so if it's 10 or lower, we do Wisp. If it's 11 or higher, we do Sane. Alright, we're raiding Wisp. There you go. Oh wow, a D&D card. Alright, so let's go raid Wisp. So let's see. U, I, S, U, P, U, P, W. Yeah, we'll raid Renee another time when like he's not going through issues. I did want to wait for him, but if it's just like if his thing, like if it's not gonna come back for some time, then like I don't think that's gonna be doable. Also, goddamn it, OBS. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead right now. See you guys. Bye. Bye everyone.